Welcome. I want to remind you that you deserve an epic, erotic life. If you don't know me already, I'm Liana Silver. I'm the author of a book titled Feminine Genius. I'm a teacher, I'm a coach, and I help people make the toughest choices that life throws at them. And so they can really live their lives with confidence and self-trust and sensual aliveness so they can be who they were meant to be. Among the top things my clients bring, and it's what humans want, is epic erotic life. And that definitely includes sex, but it's not just better sex, it's more intimacy, more closeness. It's a whole range, closeness with a partner if they have one, intimacy with oneself, a sense of aliveness being in this body. So erotic, you tend to think only sexual, but eros, it's a whole range. It really, I just like to define it as aliveness. Very much has to do with the five senses, what we smell, what we taste, what we touch, what we see, what we hear. Eros includes just happiness, our satisfaction, pleasure, feeling good in these bodies. So I have an exercise for you at the end for your epic erotic life. But I want to tell you a little bit of where I started with all this and to give you a really good place to start, even though you might not be at the beginning. So I once did this course about sensuality. It wasn't a course about sex. It wasn't about partners, right? It was a solo exploration. And the question got posed in that course, it was an exploration of are you waiting for someone else to make you happy? Are you waiting for you to have pleasure until you've earned it or till someone else says it's time? And it can someone else actually truly satisfy you? And that wasn't really an existential question. It was more, I had to ask myself, am I someone who can be happy? Was I just chronically unsatisfied? And what was at the root of that? So we were given this exercise, solo exploration. We did it by ourselves. This is an exercise that I've refined and I do in my mentorship programs because it was so powerful. So I offer it to clients. We did this exercise where we set up the room, the time for an erotic, sensual time, right? Where there was the five senses and life force present, like you would set up for a date for someone else. So we were setting up about an hour's worth of time and setting up a room and setting up an experience with some intentions to treat ourselves. Everybody in the course was doing this, to treat ourselves the way we wish others would treat us. And I set up the room with things for the five senses, flowers so that I could see them, and chocolate so that I could taste it, right? And it was this experience that really asked you to bring in what really brought aliveness, what brought the erotic. And it was really mind-blowing. When I put my attention on these five senses, what I could taste and touch and smell, etc., on my aliveness, I realized that my attention was often elsewhere. It was on what wasn't working. And then I could really focus on what I was experiencing in my body and really have that be richer. It was my experience. I had control over it. I had the dial over it. And I could bring that absolutely immediately back into my own life and have a more pleasurable, more rich, more satisfying experience in the day-to-day. And that the other thing that I realized was that I was really treating sensuality, sexuality as something that was for someone else. It wasn't for me, it was for a partner. And this had me really claim the experience for myself, that this was about my pleasure, my experience, my aliveness. And ironically, that made it so much more rich and better when there was a partner present. And I really came out of that exercise just feeling so much more comfortable in my own skin. So right? And this was the foundational set of mindset shifts that had me have a really epic erotic life, whether there's sex or not, whether there's a partner or not. So here's where it starts. I think we want to look for, where is the spark of aliveness? Now, this can be tough at certain times. We can get ill, we can get depressed. It can be really hard to find it. So this is a basic but very important tool to come back to. So this is the exercise. Just look for and follow, and then really be with the sparks of aliveness in your life. Some examples what that could be, where that aliveness might come through your five senses. Music comes on, or you put music on. There's a little spark of aliveness in the song that you're hearing. Listen to it. Let it into your body through what you're hearing. Maybe you move your body. Maybe you sing along. Maybe you have a bite of someone's dessert, or you have your own meal, or whatever it is, right? Savor it, taste it, be with it, like feel it in your mouth, going down your throat. Maybe there's some sunshine that you can take in on your skin, or a cool breeze. You put your attention on that thing that you are feeling or tasting or seeing, and really let it permeate you and take it in. Be with the spark of aliveness and grow it, make it more richer. That a spark of aliveness is the spark of the erotic. And there you are in your experience. There you are in your aliveness, so that you can make it richer and make it your own. Of course, there is more to do if you're partnered. Of course, there's more to do, to learn about sex, etc. But this is a building block, foundation of the erotic. So I hope you enjoy.